Konnichiwa, and welcome to Tsuki no Ame, where we try Japanese sweets and treats. Today we have two treats to try from Tokyo Treat. So the first, we are going to officially try this month's KitKat, which is apple pie flavored. And I think this could be interesting because it is saying that it's supposed to have the same... I'm going to read straight from the culture guide I have it in front of me. Same warm, comforting flavors of fresh apple pie! Exclamation point. Only, if you've been on the channel for a while, you probably are aware of this. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I very strongly associate apple with cinnamon. I eat apple flavored things because I want the cinnamon. To me, apple pie, lots of cinnamon. And I'm willing to eat apple pie for the cinnamon. I'm not personally a big, huge fan of apples. I don't have anything against them. They're not my favorite. So this is going to be interesting because when I hear apple pie, I immediately start thinking about cinnamon. And so far, we haven't had apples with cinnamon from one of these. We're also going to try, these are the Boo Ghost Gummies. And yes, that is Boo with an exclamation point. These are apple flavored as well. Should be pretty interesting. I am going to warn, they apparently do color your tongue. We're not going to test that, but just in case you're somebody who prefers to avoid that, so you're aware, these are supposed to color your tongue. But yeah, we're going to see how these turn out. So with all that in mind, let's get started. Itadakimasu! Alright, starting with the KitKat. And yes, I deliberately chose the purple one that says trick or treat. 'Tis the season. So it got a little bit warped, but honestly, not bad considering it shipped from overseas. I do think I get a hint of cinnamon. A lot of apple, but I think there might be cinnamon in this. This is really interesting. So it is a touch on the waxy side. We get that a lot with the Japanese KitKats and with all Japanese chocolate. But what's really interesting is the flavor. So despite not being a huge fan of apples, I am very familiar with apple pie. Again, because of the cinnamon. It's also my mom's favorite, so something we've had every year at Thanksgiving. And what I've noticed is that usually, there's kind of this caramelization process that happens when you're making it. So you get, you have the apple, you have these kind of caramely notes, and you have, of course, your spices, the cinnamon and whatnot. I don't know if there was really cinnamon in there or not. Certainly not nearly as much as I would want. But I remember this vividly from last year. We got these little chocolates that were heart-shaped. Was it last year or it might have been around Valentine's? A while ago. And you can actually go back and look. If you go search on the channel, it's still up. But we got these, I think they were from Japan Candy Box, these little heart-shaped chocolates that were apple flavored, and they actually did taste like fresh apples. I remember it very vividly just because it was such an unusual flavor mixed with chocolate, at least in my experience personally, not something I'd ever run into. Very, very unique. This hits a lot of the same notes. There is a lot of fresh apple in there. Whereas usually with the way that apple gets cooked, it kind of, like I said, kind of gets this caramely aspect built into the filling. So it's really interesting because it has some flavor similar to pie, and it has that fresh apples. It is not It's not what I would associate an apple pie being. That said, it's good. So if you're somebody who really likes apples, like I said, it hits a lot of those same fresh apple notes. It's just not, at least for me, what I look for in apple pie, what I expect from an apple pie. It's not bad. It's just very different from what I think when I think, oh, I'm having an apple pie treat. So let's move on to the ghost gummies. Let's see here. No, you're going to make me open it on the side. We're going to do it this way then. And yes, I'm intentionally trying not to damage the haunted house or the little ghosty. I'm always trying not to damage the packaging because the packaging is often just beautiful or cute or just really fun. But with this Halloween stuff, just really, I'm a fan. It's my favorite. So from looking in like the culture guide and on the packaging, and then these smaller, and I do appreciate the fact that these are like individually packaged. You can break them apart into these sticks and kind of control how much you're going to get. I'm not going to do that, but you can. And I probably should, and I will probably regret that decision very, very shortly. Okay, you are really just not wanting to open. Oh, there's another. Sometimes getting into these gets a little tricky since I can't read the packaging. I remember I was able to break into a package of onigiri without having to like peel off the nori and like peel the plastic layer between them. And one of the girls I was hanging out with just looked at me in shock. I'd happened to stumble across a blog that described how to open them. So you can see we have these ridges here, so you can tear them apart. They're not very deep, considering how thick the gummy is. It's soft and chewy. Pretty good for a gummy. Again, it's hitting those very fresh apple notes. It's not bad. If you like apple, you'll probably love it. Texture-wise, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. Personally, not my favorite just because I'm not big on apple, but I think anybody I know who likes apple will probably enjoy as I palm this off on them. Gochiso-sama. So to recap, we did our KitKat Apple Pie flavor, which had some pie notes and a lot of fresh apple in it. Definitely not my concept of apple pie. Not bad, just not what I anticipated. We also tried the Boo Ghost Gummies apple flavor. Nice, chewy, soft. Again, lots of fresh apple flavors. If you are someone who enjoys apples this time of year, that sort of thing, definitely treats you want to try. These are not to be missed. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my shirt, the link for that is down in the description below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Johnny.